We're going to go Facebook Live now. I'll just put this up a wee bit. There we have it somewhere. So thanks for joining us. I'm actually stunned after watching the game there against Watford. I'm going to go live now. Here we go on the Facebook Live. So Facebook, YouTube Live, we're on now. Hi, it's Bernie Slade, and thanks for joining me on Facebook and YouTube Live. And thanks as always to sponsors. I always write them down because I don't want to forget them. GRS Installation, Cornerstone, Cleveland Systems Engineering, Smith and Friends Estate Agents, Heroes and Legends, Advanced Utility Solutions, Dovecot, Alta Build, Galaxy Blinds and TGM Cars. Thanks to the sponsors. The team today against Watford. We went into the game against Watford today on a high after a very good performance midweek against West Bromwich Albion, a team who hadn't conceded a goal. We went there, created 4 or 5 good chances, got the victory required. So we went into the day fairly confident. There was only one change. Hamilton came in for McGree. McGree was on the bench. I didn't get that. But anyway, the team was Dieng, Borges, Ayling, Edmondson, Van der Berg, Hamilton, Morris, Hackney and Doak, Azaz and Latif. On the bench was Bryn, Beleza, Clark, McGree, Bazog, Jones, Dick Steele, Foz and McCormack. What did I see today? As a spectacle, Borough were by far the best team in the park today. With the majority of possession, lion's share of possession, created the best chances. And at the end of 95 minutes, we lose 2-1. I'm astonished and astounded that we actually get beat. We made them look like woeful Watford. We had them. I couldn't see them getting back in the game. When we scored the goal, I thought there's no way back for them. They're poor. I mean, they made 6 changes from last week's game. They get beat 3 Wednesday. They get beat 3-0. And today they made 6 changes, so wholesome changes. It's young Cleverley, the lad that used to be at Man United, midfield lad. He's the gaffer. But they were poor and we were. Loads of possession as always, creating chances, and we didn't put them away. So I'm sitting here dumbfounded as to how we actually get beat. I watched the game with one of my mates who's a big Borough fan. He was gutted. I'm sure when I talk to my boy later, he'll come out with the phrase, typical Borough. But yeah, I'm sitting here thinking, how on earth did we get beat? I mean, 6 points on the board. We'd have been in the about 5th in the league. We'd have been up there. I mean, we're not trailing, but we'd have been in a healthy position. And what a boost going into the international break. Now we've got 2 weeks to stew in it. People always say, does international break, it came again as it came at the right time, wrong time? It came at the wrong time. When you get beat as a player and as a striker not scoring or missing chances, you cannot wait for the next day. I would want the game tomorrow. I know it's not possible. Maybe Wednesday, come back and score a goal, win a game, get your tails up again. But 2 weeks to stew in it during the international break. But up front is an issue. I mean, with 2, the first chance, Ayling put in a great ball. Azaz has beat the offside trap. They're square at the back. He's middle of the goal. 6 yards out. Miss Cousie's header. He must score. No, Azaz works his backside off. And he's not afraid to shoot and try and shoot. And I don't like his checking continuously. I don't like his shots getting blocked continuously. But he has to score that. And the lad, I'm not picking him. I picked in Hackney and he's turned it round because he'd been staying behind with a bag of balls. Well, if Azaz isn't joining Hackney and co staying behind, well, he should be. Because the chance he missed was poor. And if you've not seen it, the ball's got whipped in for Ayling, for the right. He's ghosted in, he's middle of the goal, 6 yards out, the whole goal there. Keep us central, more or less rooted, and miscues it by the right-hand post. Not good enough. You need to score those. You don't need to be great in the air, and you don't need to be brave, because there's nobody in front of you. There's a keeper, but he's rooted. The keeper's not coming out and challenge you with his fist of that. It's a clean header. And then Latif had a chance, I think it was just before, about 39 minutes in. Ball came in for the left, Latif ghosted in behind the defender, got wrong side of the defender, should header it, hit the target by the post. And then the second half, well, it was poor. I have to say that I was shocked that McGree was on the bench. He'd been back a couple of games, but on the bench, They say he's injured again or slight injury. Well, he shouldn't be on the bench if he's injured. I don't buy into this. McGree should have started. Hamilton huffed and puffed, never really get going, never delivered any real telling crosses. He'd one shot first half. Tame. Doak had his work cut out. The big left back was a handful. He was double the height of Doak, double the strength of Doak, nudging him off the ball, battle scrap for everything. Big left back, I have to say, was good. Doak was replaced by Jones, who came on, didn't really make an impression. So a draw would have been good. Any point away is always classed as a good one, but I would have even thought a point today against a poor Watford team who we had outdone all over the pitch. But to come away with nothing, for me, is disastrous. Terrible to come away. The lads will be on the bus or plane or whatever they're travelling these days, thinking, how many have we lost that game? We were the best team, we're the most creative team, most possession. It's the usual things, the usual suspects that are the usual things that we're good at. But up front we need to score. Latte last scored one this season, apparently. Azaz has scored none. Big Buzzog, is it? He played bit pieces. I don't think he scored. And Conway scored 2. But we're not scoring enough up front. We need to start scoring goals. We're getting chances, but we need to start putting them away. We keep saying they'll come. Well, we're what, 9-10 games in now? I'll backtrack, and these could have overshot the runway as I usually do, but it's my adrenaline. Can't believe what I've just seen. Chris Holman. Chris, totally agree with you. As I say, 1-0 up, I just thought, there's no way they're coming back in. No way. And then they get a goal. And the goals, there's an element of luck. It's come in for the right. The lads hit it. It's went through Edmondson's legs. Deng's probably a bit unsighted because there's 2 defenders there. And then the next one, it's Van der Berg and Ayling. Ball comes in. The boy gets a half volley shot, and it's a great finish from his point of view, but poor for yours. But when it went through the legs and the shot, I seen somebody on the messages saying they keep us to blame. I don't think they keep us to blame. He's last in line. The guys in front should have got a block in it. When the balls come in, there's 2 of them in front of him. Van der Berg, Ayling. One of them has to get a block in it. I don't mean with his hands, with his legs up. But it ended up back of the net, and then we get beat. So, yeah, I'm stunned. Yes, these damn international breaks are a pain in the ass, Paul Ronald. They are, because as I say, if I won the day and I'd scored the day and I'm on a bit of a high, I'd think, yeah, 2 weeks resting, bathing in the glory. Because in football, you don't get time to acknowledge what you've just achieved or won or enjoy it. You're usually back to the grind. But we never won today, so we can't bash for a couple of weeks. We need to stew in it. And that's damaging in itself. Paul Rosa was just saying to someone, had we not messed up against Derby, Portsmouth and won today, we'd be 3 points clear at the top. Laugh out loud. It's all this buts, could have, should have, maybe, but yeah, I know what you're saying. Dean McKenna says, Bernie, we all know what being a true Borough fan is all about. It's now just about the current team. It's a long one, so I'm going to read it and respect it. It's about the link between how well the team do, how well our town, the area does. I've followed the Borough since 1986, and this 10-year or maybe 15-year period is one of the hardest to take. Are we resigned to the fact we can't compete in the billionaires game? What I would give is to have a team of 10 or 12 local lads again. Dean McKenna. So Dean McKenna being nostalgic, I get it. But that's never going to happen again. I mean, the team I played in, I don't want to harp on about the past because we're looking to the future, but the team I played in was the majority were local lads. That was a unique period. I was classed as a foreigner. Archie Stephen, Brian Laws, the rest were from Norton, Stockton, Billingham, Redcar, Durham. That was classed as far away. But these days, we know it's a modern game. So it ain't never going to happen again. You can dream on, Dean. But I get your sentiment, I know what you're talking about, but, you know, in my day, I laugh at modern players no matter which team I watch, whether in their respective division, they score a goal, they kiss the badge, and I think, kiss the badge, you'll not be here next year, you'll be gone. First opportunity and chance you get, you'll be off like a shot. I never seen any of my teammates kissing the badge. Do you know why? Because they did love it. They genuinely loved it. They didn't have to do all this stuff in front of the media. The television or what the cameras, they didn't have to do that because the crowd knew that they did love the club. That's why they stayed after the liquidation and bankruptcy scenario. But yeah, local lads is a lovely thing. I mean, somebody was talking to me about European football, saying Celtic get gubbed, your boyhood heroes. Yeah, they did 7, embarrassing. Rangers get battered 4, embarrassing. I watched that game as well. Scottish football is never going to compete with these big boys. But when I look back, when I was a youngster, wasn't even a teenager, Celtic won the European Cup, 26-mile radius. Local lads, that's a greater achievement than Man City and Pep winning it now with all the riches in the world, all the best players in the world. Local lads, 26-mile radius, won the European Cup. Dear me. Dreamland, never going to happen again. So I get the sentiment, but no. 2 goals conceded were embarrassing. Colin Fry, it's fuming. Matt Wetter says, dominant possession of the ball doesn't win you games. Goals do. Only 10 goals in 9 league games isn't good enough. I have to agree with that as well. I mean, if you look at the goals were scored, you've got the forwards. Conway's got 2, Azaza's got 0, Berzoga's, I don't think he's got any. Latilaf's got 1 for the penalty spot. That is not a good ratio. Big Clark's got 2. Big Clark's got 2 more than Azaz. 2 more than, well, 1 more than Latilaf. That's not good enough. That was up front. I don't care what borough team I'm in. I get relegated with Middlesbrough. I still banged in the goals. I wasn't looking for excuses. But if Clark's got a goal more than me and I'm a centre forward, I'd be embarrassed. I'd be embarrassed. Matt Anderson, hi Bernie, hiya Mark. Hope you're well. Disappointing result today. We're struggling to see games out. I wasn't convinced on Carrick subs. You're right about McGree and should have started on not being in the squad. We have to win the Bristol City game as it's 2 very different games, difficult games rather, and Sheffield United and Norwich after. Without a doubt, Mark. I think it's going to be a turbulent penalty Christmas, but I've always said 14 games in you get a rough idea where we're going. At the minute, we still don't know. There's still another, is it 9 league games we've played? We've still got, what, 6 games, 5 games to prove we're worth, to see where we're going. I still think there'll be twists and turns before that. But we have to, possession's one thing. I say it's for coat, no knickers. It's glamour, but nothing at the end of it. We'll say that for a long time. Yeah, played well against Stoke, win against Stoke. Stoke are garbage. Don't beat about the bush. We went to West Bromwich Albion, West Brom, top of the league, not conceded a goal. So that was a tougher test. We came out of it with flying colours. We were very good. We made about 4 or 5 good chances, scored 1, won the game, 3 points to the board, clean sheet, brilliant. Going today, probably a lot of Borough fans, even myself included, despite my longevity and should know better, I'm thinking, yeah, we'll beat Watford. When I see us scoring, I think, it ain't coming back, they're crap. And lo and behold, dying embers of the game, lose a second, and we get beat, we get nothing. Our passing at times very poor. That's for Michael Dismord. Yeah, that's another. As soon as Watford made 6 subs and changed formation and tactics, we'd lost to Paul Roller. That's a good point. I mean, they made 6 changes. They dropped a lot of the first team lads after getting walloped in midweek 3-0. So they really got the hatch out and set about a few of the players, getting them out of the team. Watford stepped up after the goal. They did, Connor Subtle. Yeah, they did. Of course they did. Goals breed confidence. And with the flick of the coin, when your defenders or midfield see you as a centre-forward missing them, their confidence gets dented. They think, dear God, that's a great chance to score there. He missed it. Mark Smith, hiya Mark. Frustrating one at the end, Bernie. Dominated the game but didn't get the crucial second goal. Defenders showing the way. It's a long one, so expect it. Showing the way how to score and create when you look at some of the assists, apart from McGree. I still haven't seen a team that is going to run away with this league. Some consistent performances after the break could be crucial for our season. It's there for the taking. Keep the faith at the Borough. So Mark's saying keep the faith. I agree with a lot he's saying. Keep the faith I've heard for 15 years, Mark, and we've done it once. The players have to keep the faith. The fans, yeah, get behind your team without a doubt. But doing things like this, you comment per game. Were we good today? Yes. Did we have the majority of possession? Yes. Were we the better team by far? Did we create chances? Without a doubt. Clear cut? Definitely. Did we win? No. That's only starting Mars. No, we didn't. I can't believe we lost. I'm still flabbergasted that we lost. Do you think we should have sold Latilaf for 20 million to Ipswich, Michael Spink? I'm glad they never went. 20 million and then the window closes and it's banked. I don't think that would have been any good for morale, for the fans. Would have been good if you're a money man, a chief executive chairman. I get it, and it's a business and that's what it's all about. But no, I don't. I don't think we should have sold them. If we showed them, where's the intent? Window closes, money's banked, don't bring anybody else in. Another man shot. By the way, Laugh had another great shot this afternoon. The keeper made a good save. Second half, he sort of had dropped his shoulder, whipped it, looked destined for the bottom left-hand corner, keeper parried it. Unlucky. I'm not saying Laugh playing bad. As I say, there's reasons. The two wide men have changed again. Well, Doc stayed in, but on the left, Hamilton came in for McGree. McGree's only played 2 games. He's out today, saying he's injured. What? I don't buy into it. I don't get it. If you're injured, you don't go on the bench. You start the game with your best side, and McGree's the best player in the squad for me. Start with him. If he's feeling effects, take him off. Or make an impression, an imprint, get a goal, create a goal. Then come off. Go and have a nice bath. So I don't buy into that. If you're injured, you shouldn't be on the bench. I keep hearing this, injuries, but they're on the bench. McGree should be in the team. I find it bizarre. I'm fuming, Bernie. I said in the 80th minute I'd take a point because there was only one team looking at scoring and it wasn't us. We came out second half and looked complacent for Scott 94. Scott's fuming as well. Steve Robinson says, Bernie, a Leeds fan here. Hiya, Steve. I watched last night. Dear God, your goalkeeper. If you need a new keeper, I know one available. Hope you're doing well, Bernie. Steve Robinson. I'll be honest, your keeper's, he's done well, your keeper. I know he's had a good season by all accounts. I don't watch Leeds every week like I do Middlesbrough, but I heard he's done well. But I have to say, when I seen the goal, I watched the game and I thought it was a good game, end-to-end stuff. Both teams tried to win the game. Leeds had it in the bag. We all know the scenario at the end. When the ball, it's a wee flick off the head, the Leeds side, but when it's come back to the goalkeeper, it looks as if he's deliberately threw his left leg to one side and just took it for granted he's just going to collect the ball. As if a ghost moved in and lifted it past him and put it in the net. It's one of the most bizarre goals I've ever seen. And if you've not seen it, you have to see it. It is unbelievable. It's like watching a movie. It's as if it can't happen. Saying that, Steve, you as a Leeds fan, I played for Middlesbrough. I was a few years in. I came to Ellen Road. We, the goalkeeper, came for Aston Villa. Trying to think his name. Anyway, Sprout, Kevin Sprout, was that his name? Sprouty, yeah, Kevin Sprout. Came for Villa. He's in goal, Ellen Road. I think it was 0-0. Gary Pattinson gets the ball on the right back position. He turns, there's not a Leeds player within 40 yards of him. He plays it, dinks it back to the goalkeeper, Borough keeper. I'm up front, so I turn and run to get a better position and push up the park. As I'm doing that, I've turned my back on what's going on because I see the ball going back to the goalkeeper, Sprout. No Leeds player in sight. And as I turn and run, I hear a mighty roar with the Leeds fans. And I turn round and it's in the back of the net. And I'm thinking, what the flipping hell went on there? There's nobody near. Parky's played it back. The keeper's there. Anyway, I asked and quiz obviously after the game and they told me. Still didn't believe it. I watched the television. Parky's dinked it back. It's bounced. Sprouts went down on one knee to do this. It's hit what you call a rabbit, or a divot in the ground, and flew over his shoulder in the net. Had to believe. I had to see it with my own eyes to believe it. But last night I was watching it live and I did see it with my own eyes. And it was hard to believe. But I tell you what, one thing. The Sunderland, if I was a goalkeeper, or with my mindset, if that Sunderland coach had come over to me after the game smirking, and I'd have knocked him out. Well, with my tongue, verbally, not physically. Why are you going over to a keeper who's just cost, the Leeds keeper? I mean, and the Leeds keeper as well, I don't know if it's because he's a young keeper, but he's smiling, smirking. Probably disbelief, probably embarrassment, it might be a bit of that as well, but it doesn't look good in the fan base. Anyway, it was one of the biggest clangers I've ever seen. Obviously, the first thing you think is he on a backhander. I know he won't be, but hey, in this world and in football around the world, there's always been a bong going on here, there and everywhere. Not in my day, but before me, and I think around the world it still goes on. Disappointing result for the Borough. This is for Andrew Hill against Watford away. Although Borough dominated until the 70th minute, I'm glad to our defender Edmondson score for Borough today. And the goal came, as I say, Doak was well marshalled, as was Hamilton. And even when we changed it, we still didn't get behind the full-backs. But, where was I going? I am glad to defend it. Yeah. Edmondson's goal. We get the ball on the right. It's a free kick. Azaz is on it. And by the way, Azaz was on free kicks, corner kicks. And I didn't see a good one today. Hit the first man. The goal was a bad free kick for Azaz. And the two defenders should be shot. They missed it. Both of them flat. It went feet level. The boy miskicked it. The second guy miskicked it. Edmondson's tapped it in. Thank you very much for 2 yards. So it was a bad delivery that caused the goal. So an element of luck and right bad defending. But yeah, well done Edmondson. Well done Big Clarky. He's got a couple of goals. Don't be disheartened, Bernie. They beat top of the league last week, the mighty Sunderland, Kieran Basnett. Yeah, they did, but the last game they get beat 3-0 and the changes were ruthless. 6 of them out of the team a day. After midweek, they get beat 3-0. So, you're only as good as your last game, and they weren't good in the last game. You beat 3-0. We won away at West Brom, who were the league leaders. So, no. We say the same every season. When will we ever learn? It's okay controlling games, but we need to be clinical, because if we don't, it's a big long season. Stephen Bentley. I agree with that as well. Flatten to deceive. I just want to see... I'm not saying in the mixer. They used to say years ago in the mixer, left and right backs would just hoof it right into the heart. We've not got the type of players to come to compete up there and strong and aggressive. We've not got that. We want to do it with a wee bit of... We did it first year round with Carrick, with gels on one side and delivering, putting them on a plate. That's the ideal football, but I still would rather see it getting in the flanks, getting the fast players like Latty Laugh and Conway when he's fit, going out flanks, laying it, getting in the box, getting on the end of things, rather than this messing about the back all the time. I mean, I seen a wee clip, somebody told me a wee clip of Big Sam Allardyce. Big Sam Allardyce is right. Well, I've said it since I've watched the Borough. I've watched them for 40 years, but passing the ball back continuously. Big Sam Allardyce, who's been a very successful manager, managed at all divisions, been in longevity as a player and a manager. Was in the England job, obviously, whatever reason he lost out. He was stitched up. If he played the type of football now, fanning about the back, boring, repetitive pass, he'd have been criticised as a dinosaur. And it's garbage football. And his day, the ball in the box, getting up there, pushing and competing and battling and scrapping, that's more exciting than this nonsense of passing it along the back, keeping possession. You don't get goals. At training we used to do it. 20 passes a goal. Pass, a goal. 20 passes a goal. I bet you we do it now. There's definitely we do it now. But it doesn't get you a goal. It's fantasy. Even the players we've added, we still miss Foz, Lee Dennis. I'll be honest, Lee. Foz in spots, yeah, good, great. No, I've never seen him great. Scored the odd great goal. Yeah, I have seen him score an odd great goal, but never really grabbed me and thought, pooh, he's some player. He can play in the right. People say he's the best centre forward, which is garbage, because I don't know where they get that. It must be watching the training ground sessions. But where's he going to play? He's not going to get in Doak's position. Where's he going to play? Lee, we still miss Foz. You're saying that. I'm not disagreeing. I'm only giving my opinion, Lee. But where would you play him? So he's not going to get on the right with Doak. And Doak was well shepherded today. Doak, that was arguably his... Oh, he wasn't poor, but he was well marshalled, and the big lad was just physically stronger, more aggressive, let a rag doll at the way, son. Too much tippy-tappy rubbish. Need to drive and push from midfield. Raymond up the effing Borough. Lancaster. I would rather see that. I love football, but as I say, it's just... well, against Stoke, we zipped it around fast. And the West Brom. But today... No, there was too much yet. We got what we deserved, missed too many chances for Leslie, you're right. And Paul says, cut, paste and repeat. Bernard Joe Slavin, I'm done with the Borough tonight. Where's the game management? We had nine Wednesday night. Watford got out of jail today. No excuses. We handed them the 3 points after going ahead. We didn't go for the killer second for some reason. But as I say, Paul, when you've got chances up front, like 5 minutes in, ball comes into his hands, middle of the goal, 6 yards out, goal at his mercy, and miscues it. The boys at the back were going, flipping hell, what is that? What a sitter. They'll be seeing it in the bus now coming back, or however they travel. That's what you do as a player. I miss chances, players would be hammering me. Defenders cause goals, you say, what, him should have got a block on it, should have done this, should have... That's healthy for me. But we saying it, you better say it in the face. You know, if I was on a bus and the wingers only get me balls, I'd be saying, why are you start getting the balls into me? Get them in quicker. Why are you fanning about? Get them in quicker. Why are you messing about the back, big man? You're messing about the back. I'm doing doggies, shuttle runs, up front. All the fans are watching you at the back messing about, and I'm doing all these runs for nothing. I'm blowing a gasket, and we're only 15 minutes in, and you're messing about. I'd like the forwards to start passing it around up and just pass it and let the defenders all move. No, it does my head in. 1 step forward, better than 2 steps back. It's all right having loads of possession, but it's all about putting the ball in the net. Very disappointing after beating West Brom and need to get a run going because the league is wide open. Look, Alan Armstrong, thanks, Alan. The league's wide open. We're as good as anybody in it. We proved that at West Brom. I'm not going to say Stoke, because Stoke were garbage. And today, Watford were woeful. When we miss a couple of early chances, then we score the goal. Honestly, my gut is we're going to win this handsomely. We'll get another couple of chances, create another couple of chances, put them to bed. But we can't put teams to bed. We huff and puff, flatter to deceive. As I say, my expression now is fur coat, no knickers. It's all glamour, nothing underneath. We need to finish teams, put them to the sword. There has to be an end product. If you're the wide player, you need to cross quality into the box. You need to know what type of player's in the box. It's not a 9 foot high Peter Crouch. These guys need a certain kind of delivery. I just think we're happy to get the balls in sometimes. Mark says, Hamilton is woeful. When I was a defender, I would have just stood there watching the ball, not his silly shuffling feet. Just get the ball and be direct like Doak. Well, Doak, as I say, still direct today, but he was well marshalled, didn't really get any, got the hook eventually. But Hamilton, look, he's still relatively young, he's still new to the area, new to the way we play. And I'm not going to overly criticise him. No, I don't think he was in it, but it's only second game? Is it his second game? So I'm not going to overly criticise the kid. Michael Kieran Riley says defenders turning when stickers are shooting, or strikers rather, sorry, time and time again, effing basic football for F's sake. So he's swearing, I'm trying to water it down, but obviously Michael, like the rest of us, is fuming, turning when strikers are shooting. Look, guys like me, you might go at that, but if you're a defender and you're doing that, you shouldn't be in it. You shouldn't be a defender. You're a coward. Tough lads. I've seen him, Gary Hamilton, 5'0". He would run face on, the ball would clatter him right in the mush. He would get on with it. No matter, and back then the balls were a bit heavier. Now they're like balloons now. Knowing Gibson, do you believe he still has the same desire for Borough? Dean McKenna. Do you know what, Dean? I wouldn't sit here and say if I didn't believe it. Yeah, I do. He's still involved. He's still backing Michael Carrick. He's more or less says that the ambition is to get promotion. I do believe he's got the same drive, the same hunger. But what he's not got is the money in a lot of other clubs. Yeah, you might say Championship, but there's the billionaires now, and Steve Gibson's done brilliant being a millionaire. But the billionaires have moved into this country and they're running amok with money and quality. And yeah, I think Steve Gibson's still got the drive, ambition. I still know he's a big footballing fan, which for me makes a big difference. You get these Americans come over, like the mob, the Glazers come into Man United, they probably can't spell football. They've got plenty of money, but football, I think it's just a game to them. I don't mean a game, I'm talking about a game, not on the field, off the field, just moving money and doing what they're doing. So, yeah, I honestly, hand in heart, believe Steve Gibson's still got to drive and wants to succeed. I played with Steve Gibson years ago, up front in charity games and games abroad in Cyprus. And his appetite for the game was as great as mine or any of the former players. And that was in nothing games against the army or whatever in Cyprus. So I know he's still got that passion and drive, and I can imagine him furious today watching that, whether he was there live or watching it. I'm sure he was furious. I'm sure you get the same feeling as us. He might not be able to portray them and put them out there because he's the chairman of the club, but no, I've no doubt he's got the desire. I was there, Bernie, so Matt Smith is there. Sunderland Leeds, the ball hit Firpo's head. Yeah, I seen that, and it spun past the keeper like Shane Warne delivery. Shane Warne, of course, is the cricketer. Even I know him, and I couldn't spell cricket. Both teams are average, in my opinion. Sunderland will fail or fall away. Leeds may scrap the playoffs. Anyway, back to the Borough. I think we're missing leaders, which I know we talked about before. Let's get gritty, see the game out. Need to show that side of a game too as well as the passing. I agree with that totally. Leaders, somebody get your sleeves up. You, come on, crunching tackles. I don't see it. Nice football, nice. I love football. But there has to be guys in your team who play ugly and put a shift in and clobber the opposition. I'm not saying over the top to break somebody's leg, but you need to let them know you're in a game a day. Or if we score a goal, come on, well done. Give them the plaudits, stroke their egos. We want another one. Get them going. I don't see enough of that. I certainly don't hear it. And sometimes you can hear what's going on in the field. All this nice stats in the world, but it's goals that count. No plan B. Sometimes just need to win ugly and kill the game. It's if you kill well though and kill the game off. Had enough of the passing about with no end product. Excuse me. So again, the majorities are saying the same thing. We were critical before we won at Stoke and then again against West Brom. And obviously we won the game, so the criticism wasn't as harsh. But now we're back to reality. Passing the ball, pass. Missed chances. It's the same story, repetitive story. Bernie, why don't we swap Doak to the left for 20 minutes? Stephen Jackson. He's right-footed, hasn't got the left peg to take it inside when on the right. I don't know why I've not done it, but obviously wingers, past and present, have always done that. You know, I know that the modern thing is you're left-footed, you come in to the right to come onto your favoured foot and hit it. I get that. But yeah, a wee change doesn't... Yeah, it would give them more problems, I would think. Maybe that's something Michael Carrick will try in the future, but we've not seen it as yet. Like laugh, 20 million, why we not snap hands off? And where's Conway, Steve Perry? Well, the talk was that there was 20 million on the table and our football club says that they didn't have a replacement. Well, we had a month to get a replacement, so it's our fault if we didn't have a replacement. 20 million quid, you'd have snapped their hands off, wouldn't you? We don't know if it's Latty Laughs. It might have been his guys, agents or whatever. Maybe it's fallen down on his side and we're not in control of it then. Maybe it genuinely was that we couldn't get a replacement, but we'll never know. We'll never know the truth. So Conway, don't know where he is. All these injuries, keep saying it. Nobody in the Middlesbrough shirt has been stretchered off this season, and yet last season, and yet players are still disappearing through injuries that we don't see on a Saturday. It's incredible. I've said the other day, I know we're going back over old ground in the past. We're looking to the future and it's all about the future. But how can a team I'm playing had 13 players and 70s play every game for at least 3 years? 70s played every game. Shit pitches with mud. Defenders kicking lumps at you back and the front. Injuries. One sponge man. No dietitians, sports scientists, psychologists. None of that. And yet we went right through the winter months, 70s, seen it through, out of a 13-man squad. And yet a 28-man squad, there's about 10 of them out. It's embarrassing. I just think the modern player is pampered. And a ladder tight, I'm out for 3 weeks. I've got a wee strain, I'm out for a month. Maybe it was us, maybe my day that we were just daft. We played through the pain barriers and never really got what we deserved for it, but yeah. Oh dear. I'm still can't believe we get beat. What's happened to Howson And would he improve if selected? Chris Holman. Well, everybody's been raving about Morris. Morris got taken off late today. Morris has been very good. And he's a younger version, probably plays a wee bit more football than Johnny. Johnny's a top pro, but he's injured. I don't know his injury, how long he's out. But after today, he could get back in. But after the last 2 games, he wouldn't get in. So, and we've got a 2-week break. Scott says, I heard someone on the radio station saying a good 2 weeks training to work things out. Latty, Azar, McGree, Hackney, Morris, Doak, Jones, Rav, all going away on international duty. That's surely not ideal. No, it's not. But that when you're at a football club, the football club want the best players. And the best players in your squad are usually international players, no matter where they come from. So you know that you're going to lose them. So that's one of the things you have to take, because it doesn't come as a surprise. You know, it's true that they're good players and they're international. They play for a football club, which is the bread and butter, but they are going to get international call-ups, and we have to bout with that. But you can't, if 70, the first team go in international duty, and we're left with a few squad players, are you going to get the best? No, because when the big boys come back for international duty, they're back in the next game against Bristol. So no, hey, come on. But we've had all pre-season on the training ground. We're only 9 games in. Our forward players have scored 4 goals between them and 2 from open play. Get your boots back on or out of the cupboards. Barely laugh out loud for Stephen Oasis. Yeah, the only boots I've got in my cupboards, Wellington boots or Doc Martin boots. Right, I'm going to read a few of these out to a wee break. Here we go. Where are we? Len says, we deserved the defeat. No, I wouldn't say that, Len. We can't put teams to bed. Well, I agree with that. We can't but we didn't deserve to get beat. Well, at the end we did, because we didn't put our stuff away. We should have been 2 up at the break. So Leslie. Frank says, how on earth did we lose today, Bernie, at Watford? It's a joke. Louis says, scoring goals up front is an issue. Well, the lads just said we've scored 4 and only 2 for open play as a striking force. So scoring goals up front is an issue. What is it to say? Azaz has to score goals, and he scored none. I'm having a go at Azaz, because if that's me, if his name's Slavin and he's my son, I'd be saying the same. He needs to score goals. When he come in the house, I'd be telling him, you need to score goals. I said on here a few weeks ago, Jones has to pull his socks up, Azaz has to pull his socks up, and Hackney. And if they don't, they'll be out the team. Jones is out the team. I don't think he'll get back in the near future. Azaz will be out the team before he can blink an eye, because he's not scoring goals. And when the striker Conway comes back in, and Hackney, by all accounts, stay behind bag of balls, practice, scored 2 great goals. Was hot and cold today, but he's rolled his sleeves up and said, I'm going to show you. He took the criticism on board, took it in the chin and thought, I'm going to turn it on. And his last couple of goals was amazing. But the other 2, Jones is out in the cold now. Azaz will be next out in the cold. It's not something I'm wishing, but I can see it coming. And if Hackney didn't start getting his action, I could see him under pressure. But Hackney's pulled himself out and shows he's up for the fight. If you're classed as a creative goal-scoring midfielder and an attack midfielder, you have to produce, you have to create and score. And if you're not, you're failing. It's common sense. I think this modern game trying to make football into something it's not. It's like as if you're talking about going to Mars or space. It's football. 11v11, 90-odd minute game. Goals are the same size. They can have you believe that all the tactics have changed and guys like Allardyce and Redknapp are dinosaurs. Bullshit. I'd rather watch the dinosaurs than some of this rubbish I'm watching now. Cal says, when are we going to put our chances away? Same as Portsmouth, Derby and Preston. Poor in the last third. So he's bringing up the last few games over the month. Webber says, got in great position, fluffed our lines. We fluff our lines continuously. And Jack says, dominating games and having all the possession doesn't mean you're going to win. Put the ball in the net does it simple. So he's in a dig as well. Keep them coming in on here. I'll read these. I know Borough fans are peeved off. And I know it's an odd time. It's 6 o'clock now. I've only got 15, 20 minutes. John says, what does Azaz give us? Please tell me, Bernie. Azaz's movement's good. Azaz controls good. So he's a bundle of energy, he's a fit lad, he's skillful. But where he's letting himself down, and I would tell him if I'd came to me and said, "What you see me and you were a forward," he's got a nasty habit of check. And by the time he checks a 4 times, the opportunity's gone. He'd one check a day and he got a shot off. He was unlucky. So this checking, he has to get rid of that in his game. He has to get out of his game. And he has to score goals. And if he's not scoring, he has to create more to stay in the team. So I think he's an honest kid. He's a Republic of Ireland international. He's better than what he's shown. Put it that way. He must be better than what he's shown. I've still to see the best of him. And if he's playing the Bristol game, then he has to score a goal. Otherwise, I think the next year will be out. I see it coming. So that was McGree on the bench. Why was that Bernie for Matt? But I don't know why. They see injury and you're on the bench. Don't buy into that. Because if he's injured on the bench, you'd expect him to come off with half a limp. But he runs on like Olympic sprinter, runs on the park. He's up for it. The adrenaline's gone, the enthusiasm. No, so I don't know. He's on the bench because he's supposedly injured, but he shouldn't be on the bench. I've heard this for years. I don't buy into it. Rob says another goal by a Borough defender. For Rob, yeah, well done. Well done to Big Edmondson. Big Clark's got 2. Edmondson's got 1. Matty Last got 1 for a penalty. Conway's got 2. There's been an own goal. Hackney's got 2. Doc's got 2 or 1? 1. Yeah, you're right. Up front, need more goals. Where are we here? Wayne Matthews says, watching today, they played decent at times. Morris had a good game. But why are they playing wide football all the time? This is for Wayne Matthews. Crossing balls into the box and get nowhere. Yeah, we've been saying when teams clog it up, we can't get behind them. We're not good enough. They just clog up, frustrate us. And a lot of teams have done that, like Portsmouth this season and 1 or 2 others. When you've got width, we've got more chance of getting by the defenders and getting the balls in, behind the fullbacks, getting the centre halves to turn. But today we didn't really succeed in that. So if it's not succeeding, why don't we try and play more balls through the middle? Because they were wide open at times. Their 2 centre backs, you could have got a double decker bus in between their 2 centre backs at the time. They were all over the shop. After about 60 minutes, I was looking at them thinking, they're a shambles. They're getting dragged all over. Some of them didn't even look as if they knew what the game plan was. That's what it looked like watching the television. But we kept going wings, and that's something we crave and we want to see. But I don't think we needed to go the same route every time because they weren't very good through the middle. As we've seen, they slipped in on 2 occasions, we should have put them to bed, but we didn't. Craig Dale says, very disappointed today, Bernie, it was that, Craig. They were a lot more clinical in the last 15 minutes. We don't score nowhere near enough goals. I don't believe Howson's still injured. I reckon he's doing his coaching badges behind the scenes. But what good's that to Middlesbrough if he's doing his coaching badges? How many coaches do we need? And that wouldn't be morally right for the fans of Middlesbrough that he's doing his coaching badges and we're huffing and puffing on the park and he's not in the squad. No, I don't believe that. I reckon he must be injured. And if he was doing his coaching badges, then it won't be fair. It's could be too many coaches. How many coaches do we need? Keep them coming in. I'll read these. At least I'm reading these tonight, which is good. Lucas says, you would have taken 3 points out of the 2 away games, wouldn't you, Bernie? Lucas. Yeah, I would have. I'd have took 3 points out of the 2 away games against West Brom and today at Watford. But after watching today, the opposition's style and lack of game plan and lack of understanding and us having so much possession, creating gilt-edged chances, I'm gutted we've not got 6 points. 4 would have been great. 6 would have been unbelievably amazing. But to come away with nothing, they ain't going to be anywhere near. They ain't going to be anywhere near the top 6. There's a lot of other teams are. More coaches than Ellison's. Is Ellison Is that a driving company? Edgar? I know there's a joke there, some Edgar. I get it. I get it. There is. Coaches, it's players. I tell you what it is. It's not coaches. It's players and man management. I said that on here before. Coaching's one thing. Yeah, you need to have an understanding how to coach. I get that. But it's man management. Man management is the key. The coach puts his drills on, his ideas, his tactics. The old managers, no managers now, the old managers with the man management skills like Cloughie and Redknapp and Allardyce and Fergie and all these guys, they give it something more than that. It's them that build up the egos and the attitudes. And if they're not doing it, give them the rock up the jacksie or stroke their egos. It's them with their charm and warmth. They go both ways. Jack Charlton played under Jack with the Republic. Unbelievable. Put you up the arse, give you a cuddle, as if you're one of his sons. And that's what good man management is. At Middlesbrough over the years, I've spoke to top players, I'm not going to name them because it's a private conversation, who says Steve McClaren was a great coach, crap man manager. Caranta, spoke to players in that team, great coach, crap man manager. Man management is the key. I look at Ten Hag, I keep going back to Ten Hag. I wouldn't pull trees up for him. I'd want to hit him over the head with a tree. Boring. Projects boredom, projects negativity. Rashford, I know we're going off the beaten track, but I'm just trying to give you ideas of modern day coaches. Rashford is struggling at the start of the season, he's getting stick again, and rightly so. Then he scores 2 in 2 games and he drops him for the third game. Then the other night, the 1 and 2, Rashford scored 1, they kicked a mare, but he still scored, his tail's up, he takes him off, and they get a draw. But poor man management. So man management's key. Coaches are one thing, man management is the biggest thing in the dressing room. I've seen it firsthand. Matthew McGuinness, hiya Matthew, was amazed, Bernie, that McGree didn't play from the start. He's the one to open up the opposing defence up the borough. Well, I'm a McGree fan. I've never hidden that. McGree's the best player we've got at the football club, in my opinion. International player, great work ethic, great engines, can create and score wonder goals. And he'd be on the bench again. I don't get it. As I say, somebody mentioned to me, oh, he's injured, but he's on the bench. Well, if you're injured, you don't go on the bench. There's still a chat. And by the way, start him if he's struggling. Off he comes, son. You've got a 2-week break to get treatment. Put him on the last 20. If you still got a bad injury. Training daily, still got an injury. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. I'm still bound to these. Where are we here? Hamilton cut short. No. Was confident going into today's game, Bernie, against Watford after a victory over West Brom. This is for Steve. Well, I was confident as well. I should maybe be a wee bit more long in the tooth I should know better. John says, as long as we can keep McGree and Dope fit, we can stay, we can keep the form going. Well, McGree was on the bench today. It did come on, but never really made an impact. Matty says, 8 to 9 games into the season and we still don't know our best team. Who's our 2 best up front, Bernie, in your opinion? I'll be honest, Matty, I don't know. Carrick doesn't know. You, the fans, don't know. Who's the best 2? Don't know. Is it Bazog and Latty Laugh? Is it Bazog and Azaz? Is it Latty Laugh and Conway? Don't know. It's going to be Latty Laugh and Conway, isn't it? I think they'll be playing Conway. I don't even know his injury. And where did he get injured? Joe says, I watched the Sunderland Leeds game last night. Bernie, did you? What about the Leeds keeper? What a howler. Well, I mentioned it happened to lad Kevin Poole. It was horrific. Poole's won, but not. Last night just looked suspicious. It was bizarre. Well, the most bizarre. But even just as bizarre as the goal conceded was the manager of Sunderland or the coach going to talk to the keeper, and the two of them having a wee smirk. Louis says, do you think Michael Carrick has a chance of Man United job if Ten Hag was to go? No chance. Some Borough fans say, what do you mean? And it's not slurring Michael Carrick. Michael Carrick's done well. I'm a Michael Carrick fan. I'm still behind Michael Carrick. Still too much fan in the ball for me, but I'm behind Michael Carrick. But why would Michael Carrick get above Brian Robson, Steve Bruce, Ryan Giggs, Wayne Rooney, Roy Keane, Mark Hughes? How would he get in front of all those? With hundreds of games for United, the same as Carrick, longevity, but managed hundreds of games. What would make you think that Carrick would get in there before any of those guys? I've never even crossed my mind. Colin says, I enjoyed your chat with Andy Payton and your podcast. Very good. Who's next? Next up, my podcast. If you think, well, where's your podcast? What's that all about? Podcast goes out every Monday. It's Total BS Podcast. So just put in Total BS. You can get it in Spreaker, Apple, Spotify. You can get it anywhere. It's free. I have a chat about the weekend's games and my own opinions. And then I go on to have a chat. In the last few weeks, I've interviewed Donna Reardon, who lives in Dublin. I was in touch with Gary Gill, who played in the 86 team along with myself. Then I did Andy Payton. This week it is Matt Buck. Remember Matt Buck? Bucky played Bruce Rafe, brought him into Aston Villa, along with a host of other Aston Villa players. So Matt Buck, part one, because they talk for over an hour, so I try to half it, because some people concentration levels, I get it. Other things to do with families, and so part one, Matt Buck, and he felt like one of the managers at Middlesbrough, wasn't he, aware, and he brought it up himself, and I was intrigued with it. But a lovely guy, Matt Buck, and very, very talented footballer. And when he was getting older, he moved all around the world, played in places like Japan and all that, and now he's based in Holland. So Matt Buck's next up, but you can backtrack and listen to any of the others. And you can listen to ones I've done over the years. I've did them all. Everybody of any worth in Middlesbrough's career, I've done them. Seriously, I've done them all. Clough, Jack Charlton, Mannion, Ravanelli, Juninho. I've done them all. Chuba Akpom, when he hit the 20 goals, I did him. He one of the recent players. And I've did loads of people. So it's not just footballers. I've did Chris Rea. I've did Maximo Paul Smith. I've did that player Durant. Chubby Brown. I've did them all, different artists, Chris McGlade. So I've did loads, and I've got one lined up with well, I'll not say who they are, they're coming up. I've got a couple this week on. Bernie, we need to manage the game better up the Borough. If Flatty Laugh doesn't get a goal in the next few games, I'd take him out. Craig Dales. Well, that could happen as well. I keep looking at Azaz, but Flatty Laugh has to pull his finger out as well, but he's still got one more goal in Azaz. The two of them might end out. Might be Berzog and Conway ends up front if they don't watch themselves. Could be right now. Give us a shout out for the Great Ayton under 11, my son's team, who plays Sedgefield tomorrow. They need a win. Edgar Andy. Edgar Andy? Or is it Andy Edgar? So there you are. Great Ayton under 11s. Good luck tomorrow to Edgar Andy's son's team under 11s. Play for Great Ayton, they're going to Sedgefield tomorrow. Good luck. Yeah, good luck. And if you go 1-0 up, make sure you get a second. Didn't realise Jamie Pollock's son played for them. I heard the name Pollock, and I was thinking, is that Jamie Pollock's son? Well, there you go, yeah, Jamie Pollock. Remember Jamie Pollock? Great lad, Jamie. Seen Jamie a couple of months ago in one of the locals where I am. Yeah, I like Jamie. Jamie was a typical Borough lad, tough as old boots. Used to stay behind me myself in practice at the Holgate end and a Friday before the Saturday game, and the groundsman used to get off the pitch. So getting off the pitch and looking after the pitch was more important than us trying to score goals. That's what you had to put up with back then. So where are we going? Says Carrick, I've mentioned that. Colin says, I enjoyed your chat. I've mentioned that. Fran says, going into today's game against Watford and being 1 point ahead of them, I was confident. Well, Fran, we all were. Jerry says, I noticed a couple of days ago you scored your last goal for Middlesbrough back in 1992. Is that true? Yeah, Jerry, it was somebody that brought it up. You get these timelines on you, they come up and people trigger you to think back. My last goal for Middlesbrough, my first goal was, I think it was October or November for Middlesbrough. I came down just going into the winter. Was against Bradford in front of the Holgate end. And then my last goal for Middlesbrough was October the 3rd, 1992. It was against Man United, Peter Schmeichel. and it ended up 1-1. Steve Bruce was captain for Man U, got a penalty that day. I'm sure it was a penalty. He scored for Man U. I scored my last goal. I didn't know it was my last goal for Middlesbrough. Yeah, and that yeah. So 92, October 92 was the last goal. Where are we here? Leon says we still need a left winger to succeed this season. And natural, do you agree? Over the years, I played with a guy called Alan Comfort on the left, Stuart Ripp on the right, so I was blessed. Then recent years on the left, we've had Carriol, Adoma, Adam Reach, Stewie Downing. On the right, we've been blessed, John Henry. I played with John Henry, great winger. Adam Johnson was on the right. I would watch him. So Henry, Ripley, Alan Johnson. Before that, it was Terry Cochrane. We've always had good wingers at Middlesbrough. But on the left, yeah, I don't think McGree's an out-and-out left winger, although he gives us a nice balance and outlet and keeps his shape and cuts in. I get all that, but I would like a dope on the left as well, who's just going to be direct step overs, get on his good foot, get it in the box. You know, again, cutting on his gummy foot, I get that, but yeah, I would like to see left winger. I don't know who is a natural left winger at the squad. I'm looking at the bench today. Bryn goalkeeper, Beleza centre midfield, Clark central defender, McGree's on left. Zog is a forward that can play. Can he play on the left? Jones can play left or right, I would think. Dick Steele's on the right. Foz, could he do a job out there? But we're putting square pegs around holes. There's no natural left winger in the lineup. I would still like to see McGree number 10. I'd like to see us giving him a go. That was TB Bernie. I think it means total bullshit. Oh, it is total bullshit. How do we allow that to happen? I'm beyond angry. Colin, honestly, I don't know. I was sitting with my mate watching it and 1-0 up, and I'm thinking, do you know what? We get a second. Good night. Watford, they're poor. Woeful Watford, I was calling them. And then when they score, their tails go up, we start flapping, and then they score a second. It was unbelievable. And to go 2 weeks stewing on this poor performance, the lads will be gutted because they were very good against West Brom, good against Stoke, but Stoke were garbage. I wouldn't over the egg the pudding and overdo that. Stoke were poor. Saying that, Stoke went the next game and won 6. But yeah, the lads will be disappointed. The fans are disappointed. And the lads, like the fans, will be thinking, how on earth did we get beat today? The lads won't sleep at night. They'll be waking up at 3-4 in the morning going, did we really get beat? Watford. We battered them. We had all the ball. Had the best chances. And they should be arrested. They stole the points. Or we gave them. We should be arrested. Made a good left back. Gills is sorely missed. He hasn't been replaced. Yeah, Boz is on the left. Did okay. Still not seen enough of the lad to give him huge praise. And I've not seen enough of me to be overcritical. So, excuse me. So I'm going to give the lad an opportunity. But we need more driving forward. Because McGree, because he's not a left winger, has got a tendency to cut in a lot of the times and interchange. I get all that. That's the opportunity and the rip to get by him and the outside and get the ball in. But I don't know, Boz is, if he's capable of doing it or still a wee bit cautious because he's still new to surroundings. I don't know. Where are we? 2 minutes. Paul says, my greatest moment as a Borough fan is a Carling Cup victory over Bolton. First ever trophy. What was your greatest moments as a fan and a player, Bernie? Paul just brought this at the heart. My greatest moments as a fan, I was 7 years of age and Celtic won the European Cup, 1967. I remember I didn't go to Lisbon, Stadium Internationally it's called, National Stadium. My late father went there. I remember when he came back, he said, I'll take you to see Celtic return with the cup. And there was like 100,000 in Parkhead back then. And they went round, the Celtic players who lived in a 28-mile radius came round the park in an old truck decorated in green white ribbons. As a 7-year-old kid, that was wonderful. It was amazing. And one that definitely lives in memory. The other one that lives in memory as a commentator was winning the Carling Cup. And were you in that one? Seeing grown men cry, Middlesbrough guys cry 124 years without a trophy, shedding tears at the beloved Borough winning a trophy was magical and brilliant. Great day. So my boyhood hero, my Middlesbrough one was that. But the one that and relegation for me when I played was relegating Chelsea, scoring the winner at Essen Park, sorry, and then going down there and beating them and relegating them. That was wonderful. D McKenna says, my greatest moment as a fan is seeing Borough coming back from the dead in '86, particularly the night when we won promotion. Yeah, I think Big Pally shares that from Division 2. Did you know Gary Hamilton was a youngster in Glasgow? Edgar, no, I didn't. And Neil says, disappointed with the result today after the performance on Tuesday. Looking at 95 games, I think they could define how our season goes. Well, I'd agree with that because that's in the 12-14 games. The other one that I loved, that lives in the memory, was from a player who I did admire, but I admired him even greater, was Eric Cantona when he did the Kung Fu kick. I loved it about Eric. He wore number 7. That was my boyhood hero, Douglas's number. I wore 7 at Middlesbrough. Cantona, I was always attracted. He was very regal. Number 7, collar up, scored some wonder goals, just class, just oozed class. He was a bit of a philosopher, you know, talking about trolleys and fish and all that. But when he did the Kung Fu kick, I was Norium. I just thought, wow, you've did. But probably the majority of players when they're getting hammered by fans, whether they're away fans or home fans, you would do to them. And it was, that for me was magical. It was. Because it was real. It let people know that you just can't abuse people because they're on a football field. I remember Cliffy stumping the clown. Remember at Nottingham Forest? Cliffy was on, the fans were all on. He stuck this guy the clown's outfit and just gave him it. I'm not saying it's right, but Cantona, getting stick, shouting your French, whatever, do. The fan never thinks for a minute, this guy's going to fly over here, studs are going for me. But he done it. So, Celtic won the European Cup, boyhood, that was my boyhood memory. Middlesbrough won the Carling Cup. I was there with the late great Ali Brownlee, wonderful day, fans crying, elderly men crying, never seen the team win a trophy, magical. Relegating Chelsea, played a part, Trevor Senior myself scored the goals, brilliant. And Eric Cantona. I'm going to finish with that. Thanks very much. Borough players, if you're on the bus and I remember a few of the lads used to watch this. Brave men watching me talking about them, especially after the defeat. No, but seriously, if you're on the bus and you're coming back, they'll be the same as the fans. They'll be gutted. They'll be looking, reflecting, thinking, how on earth did we get beat there? It was nearly impossible. They were so bad, and we just had control of the ball for large amounts of the game. And yet, the final whistle blows, and we get beat. Have a great weekend, Bernie, Steve Rotten. Cheers, Steve. Yeah, thanks everybody for watching us. Total BS, my weekly podcast on every Monday. It's on this Monday. Spotify, Apple, Spreaker. You get it all over. It's free. Amazon. It's free. And this week I do interviews. And this week it is, who is it? Matt Buck. Matt Buck played for the Borough. Bruce Rafe brought him in along with a host of Aston Villa players like Paul Kerr, Dean Glover, Sprouty, Kevin Sprout, the keeper I was mentioning, that Brian Little, he was a coach. So yeah, he's a lovely guy, a lot of good points, and he actually opens up and talks about one of the managers that he never liked at Middlesbrough. I thought it was only me. Thanks very much. Good night. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the international break again. Have a good time. Cheers.